Welcome to today's Conversation Lounge. Thank you for joining me today. So I wanted to hop on and do a quick video because I am just really reflecting on 2024. There's a lot coming down the pipe, guys. There's a lot of changes coming here on our planet, Mother Earth, in our lives. There's so many changes. Like, this is like the year of change, and change can feel like rocky, like, you know, when you're going through lots of changes inside and outside, like it can shake the earth you're on. Like, it can feel like a roller coaster and can feel out of control, and it can bring up fears, it can bring up worries, it can bring up doubts and concerns and worries about safety, security, and more so about the future of humanity, our personal future and the future of humanity. So, you know, change can show up in so many different ways. It can show up through sudden changes in our lives, you know, that can be in any form. It could show up in the form of our jobs. It could show up in the form of relationships, in health. It can show up in sudden changes worldwide, like lots of changes in weather, weather patterns. You know, there could be catastrophes, you know, sudden catastrophes. There could be earthquakes, tsunamis. There could be fires. There could be so many different variations of change that we can experience in our lives. And, you know, a lot of times, sometimes we don't even know they're coming, or we're not even aware that they're coming. So being prepared for the unexpected right now is so important, because being prepared for 2024, the year of the dragon, they say, I have to study this, but it's a year of extraordinary events and a time of also great healing. A time to like go deeper, to go within, and to find security within the source, to find security within, if security is in a job or in others or whatever, wherever security is in your life. It's like finding your anchor point and holding on to the North Star of your soul, your connection to your divinity, to the source, to and resting in that place of certainty of the creator's or the higher self, however you call that, higher powers, love and safety and security. So whenever change arises, we are facing these changes with courage and with hope and with faith. And, you know, instead of sinking into, you know, fear or worry and some depression, right? Because when things look gloomy, sometimes we may not feel like we know where we're heading. Like, things could just completely fall apart and we're like, OMG, just like, what just happened? And it could throw us for a loop because we're not necessarily paying attention to what could potentially happen. So why are we having this conversation? Is, you know, why is this feeling of having this conversation right now? Because I didn't know exactly what I'm going to talk about, to be honest. I thought I was going to talk about the will of God, but this is what I'm feeling to talk about, because this is what we're going through, and collectively, some may be already experiencing this and some may not. I mean, I've already started to experience sudden changes in my life, like like literally so sudden. Like I was like blown away by the sudden. Like I moved to one place and literally had to move 2 weeks after because of something that happened. So that's minor change, but can you imagine any other sudden changes? So what I'm learning from this is the importance of preparation and constantly being in tune to the higher self, because the higher self is the greatest security and safety net that we have when we go through changes, whether that be personally or globally, because yeah, we're going through a lot globally right now, collectively as a humanity, and we need each other, like communities, support systems, loving each other, helping each other, being each other's support system, being our brother's keeper, like really supporting each other when there are changes. And this is an opportunity when things arise in our world, that there is that unity, in that strength, in that coming together when there are sudden changes that happen in the world. And it's also an election year, so there's so much happening right now, and we're all tuned in and feeling it one way or the other. So this is a time of to also look at the light side of darkness, because sometimes there's the cloud of darkness. There's darkness that shows up, right? Catastrophes, changes, crisis, all that stuff of the mud. And we sometimes it's so heavy sometimes that we may not feel the light at the same time of the opportunity to tune into the opportunity that presents itself. And sometimes in the moment, that's not the first thing that comes up. You're like, OMG, what just happened? And if one's life is like completely falling apart, I get it. You're like, it may feel so overwhelming for the ego. And this is why our higher selves, the creator, is really the greatest comforter, and to be with us as we go through these internal changes and external transformations and changes, so that we can make room for the new. We can open up our hearts and our minds, and we can elevate our consciousness and draw closer to our higher selves, and take our go to the next level of our purpose, and ride the waves, ride the storms with a new state of being, so that we can ride it in that vibe. Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying this right now, and I ask the creator for the strength to face whatever it is that I may go through personally, or we may go through collectively. Well, we were talking about the finishing up this part of celebrating and coming into that place of gratitude, because gratitude is such a superpower. It keeps us in flow and harmony, and it also helps us to see the light side when the dark gets so heavy, or the negativity. Gratitude is a great balancer, and it brings us back to balance with the positive. So there are opportunities to find the light in the dark, and to celebrate the opportunity of change, and the opportunity of a new way, a new world, a new, you can call it like a cleansing and a clearing out of the old, so that the new can come in. And whatever that is for you, you'll find that that you're not alone, that you have the support of so many beings, known and unknown, in your life. Angels, archangels, masters, teachers, the creator, whatever you believe in, like, you are supported, and you're not alone in your journey. And you have anytime you need support, or to call upon the higher power or the higher self, you can do that. We are not meant to walk this path alone. There's so much to handle. So we can utilize the divine grace. We can call in that, or invoke that into our lives. There's many ways you can do that, through petitions, through prayer, through reflections, through conversations, whatever way you connect to the higher power in you, the divinity, the higher self, and that resonates with your beliefs, right? And it's leaning into that, So the journey is experienced with more grace. When I asked the Creator how to prepare for any sudden changes, globally and personally, that could happen, if there are any weather changes, earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, sudden changes, whatever it is, how can I best prepare? I'm still working through that answer, but some of the things that I'm doing is, first is of course internal preparations, and then there are external preparations, and that's once you reflect upon your life, you can see like what preparations do I need to make this year so that I can ride the storms as they come in, right? But ride them with grace and in a different vibe than if one's not prepared. And some of the preparations I'm making, I'm not done yet, would be like internal preparations, which is like working through my connection to the divine, so I can be more in flow and in harmony and in alignment with the will of Creator, so that so I can follow His will. Because what if Creator's like, yo, TA, we need to get up and go? Or what if Creator says, yo, TA, take a flight to A, B, C, D, wherever? Like, I need to be able to tune in to divine guidance, because I've experienced it where I've not been connected or listening or asking questions, and I don't make choices that are in alignment with the will of the Creator, which is always to give me the best choice, right? Sometimes my ego thinks it knows and it doesn't, and it makes the wrong choice. And those choices have consequences. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say there's an earthquake that's going to hit a state. For example, there's some places that are known to have earthquakes. You have California. I don't know where else has them. Does Oregon have them? I think Oregon has. I don't know where else has. Let's say there's some that hit certain states, right, that are known to have that, right? And somebody's booking a ticket to go there, and their higher self is not recommending that they book a ticket to go there. Or if there's another place that is having, it could be another country, like it could be Japan or Taiwan, for example. Can you imagine if you flew over there and didn't know that there was an earthquake that was going to hit? If it's not your time, the higher self could really guide you on making choices as when to travel. These are just examples of preparations that I'm making, which is alignment with the higher self will, so I can make better choices. So yeah, okay. And then the second is, I'm hearing my son outside. I'm gonna have to go soon. I hear him crying. Is external preparations, preparing an emergency kit, getting my passports together, important documents, all those things. So those are examples of internal, external, having food supplies, water, storage and stuff, things like that, tapping into support systems. So I have to wrap up because my son's coming in, but these are just some things I'm doing, and you can tune into your higher self or your intuition, ask how best to prepare for what's coming down the pipe, so that we can face what's coming with grace and more agility and with greater foresight. So again, I want to leave you with the empowerment and the encouragement to believe in yourself and to know you're not alone, and that everything that happens is for the greater good. And it is to support humanity in living a better life here on earth, and to usher in a new age, usher in a new life. All right, I gotta go. Thank you. Peace. Bye. If you want to listen to more, subscribe. Bye.